Last horse, Roni. Um, I've loaded myself with carrots today. My pockets are so full that the carrots are sticking out a little bit. So I want to see what he does. Same method. I'm gonna listen to music and just enjoy the day. It's a nice day today. It's a nice horse to be with. Let's see how he does with space and how I go about asking for any changes if I need them. Now, Roni he's a really cool horse. I know I don't feature him nearly as much as I probably should. He's a very sensitive and kind horse. So there's a side of me that already is prepared to be quite gentle. If I ward him off, it's going to be probably less than I would have done with the others. And it's an interesting thought process. I'll see if it works. I'll see if I change my mind. But already I'm prepared to be much softer, I guess is a good way to put it, perhaps. And I'll think on that over this next 20 minutes or so that I hang out with him. Roni is always an absolute joy to hang around with. He is fantastic, kind and soft and sensitive horse that is unparalleled in his own way. They all are, but in his own way, he's pretty cool. So I don't expect a lot of trouble out of him. He's pretty good about space, but he might test that. I'm gonna give him one carrot just to set things up because I have a lot. I'm gonna give some to everybody when I leave here, but let's get on with this. I'm gonna back up so you can see all the space. We've got Luke behind us, so we'll see how that goes. Let's get started. Okay, we are here with Macaroni, also known as Roni. He is a 10-year-old quarter horse that I bought 6 years ago now. He's been such an interesting horse to have, like no other, I gotta say. He's always been, as I've said and will say when we get to the end of this, such a sensitive horse. He's kind. He's got more worry in them than should be there, but when you can get him to really kind of connect up, man, he is gold, solid gold. Now, Roni is not one to press in. I would have to say that I wasn't worried at all that he would really do anything. If he did, it would really be after, it's just time. It would have to take a lot of time, and it did. It took a lot of time for us to get to where he got to, where he actually did something. So I only had to warn him once. We'll see it shortly here. But he's not scratch centric. He's not carrot centric. He doesn't really have those things. He's cautious, usually quiet, usually just hangs around. Even though he's big, he's tough, he's strong, he's fast, all those kinds of things, his brain is just different. Just works a lot different. And see here, I've given him a couple of little warnings, and finally he thought he'd try to play with my zipper. I just gave just the slightest flinch. That's it. Gone. And when you worry Roni, he's the type of horse, when you worry him, when you send him, he doesn't handle it well. He's gets very concerned, and this is actually a reasonably hard exercise to do because it's highly unusual for me to tell him off and then not go collect him up and just say, thanks for getting out of the way, or thanks for not doing what I told you not to do, and reassure him and bring him back and just say it's all right. And the funny thing is that when you do these kinds of things, you get into these types of patterns with horses. They get in those patterns too. If I had worked on this more of giving him some concern and not going to him right away, I think I might have built up a little bit more courage in him overall, a little bit more desire to try again, to be curious again. But instead, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that he requires that check-in. Now, he quickly wandered off to go have a quick poop kind of idea, but he'd come back and he comes in and checks, and I'm not doing anything. I thought maybe if I faced up to him, he might take a clue, but he's genuinely waiting for me to go to him. And I don't know what you call this. I don't know if you call this a form of respect, a form of honor, but it is, I think, some form of worry or fear, anxiety. And it didn't really matter how long I waited for him. He was just not going to get any closer. He just thought, well, all right then, I guess I'll finally just go eat my hay. And this is Roni. This is who he is. You've got to go back and tell him. And I think this is important. In horsemanship, I think that even if your horse isn't like this, you should do it. Okay, I think we can call that experiment complete for now. As I said, Roni's a very interesting sort. I'd actually given him just a minor warning and sort of an extension of that, sort of just a little rigidness that he would take in, but he didn't follow that fully and ended up just sort of catching the zipper off my pocket. So I had to get loud. But the problem with Roni, and I don't know if this comes from something or just what he is or something along those lines, but unless you tell him everything is okay, he'll be kind of bothered by that. So the pattern has always been is if he's ever been in trouble, I'll check right back in with him right away to let him know he's okay. He's just one of those horses that's so sensitive that it would be seen to some people as a full measure of respect. Like you said, you told me to go away, I'll go away. I'll go do my own thing. But there's a big difference between him and the others that keep trying or keep kind of coming back. But he's got the mindset more that unless you go check back in with him, usually, not always, but usually, he'll just leave. So maybe it's been a bit hard to watch. It's hard to do because it's not my style. And I thought I would just give him the chance, see what he does. Is he going to want to come back? And he didn't, which is, I find bothersome. I don't want that, and I don't like that. I want, for every time that he checked in with me, to say, is it cool? Can I come in? Can I get my carrot or whatever? I had to respond in this experiment for just today, in this 20-minute time period. Keep that in mind. For this, I did something a lot different. Usually I would reach out or I would go to him and tell him it's okay, and he would be comforted and fine, I guess you could say. But this time he saw me do nothing, so I would imagine in his brain he's like, nah, I better just maintain. And maybe that's even his way of dealing with other horses. Maybe he's the type of horse that says, you, no, and I'll let you know when. Maybe that's the mindset that he's got. It's hard to even imagine. So I'm just going to make a quick beeline over to him and see if I can encourage him back here. Carrots, come. Okay, so I bribed him back, obviously, with carrots, but I still think that it's vital that for him, for sure, after a no or after a firm saying so of something, that he really requires a bit of reassurance and a bit of touch and a bit of check-in along the way for him to make that leap of faith or that stretch, or even if he's just going with what he thinks is right. It's not what I want. I want him to continue to try. So actually now, after doing this, I think that I might work on that a little bit, where he will be able to feel a little bit more comfort from me. Even if I do nothing, he'll be more inclined and less trained to wait for a touch like that touch. But it's his style. So I don't know if he's still patient. He's still waiting. If I hold this this out like this. Oh, you know, he's still waiting. He's not coming after me. So I'd say if any horse is the absolute best at respecting space and being patient, it's him in my group of horses. And it's pretty cool. There you go. So that's Roni. Hopefully that's been a little bit interesting. You've seen all of the horses now and how they all act, what they do and what they choose to do and how they do it and how they react to me and how I react to them. And come get it. But it really sticks with him. I think something has stuck with him in his life, and this kind of stuff really sticks with him. You're not long enough. You have to take a step, a whole step. Come get it. I find this part really interesting about him. He'll do this across a fence as well. He won't really encroach in a space so much. It's got to take that step. You got to take a step, buddy. Come on. He's thinking. And it's good. I don't think that there's any problem with having horses think and doing little exercises that have them sort of build up a different idea than what they've originally started with. I could easily comply and just move the carrot an inch closer and he'll be able to reach it. But if I just keep it out of range, he's got to take that front right foot and bring it forward and come get it. And it's totally fine. Come on, buddy. This has always been Roni's style. He's always been a hypersensitive, concerned horse that appears or feels like he wants people to be happy. Whatever he thinks that is. Roni, you got to take a step forward. Come on. Hurry up. And there you go. What a big, brave horse you've become. Look at that. 3 steps. Who can believe it? Now he's got to take it out of my hands. Let's have a fight. And so how unnatural is that? How unnatural is it that when he takes it, he thinks he's got to get boogieing? What happened there? Because I'm abnormal. Things are abnormal right now. He's ready to leave. Let's give him a scratch. Turned into a different experiment now. Now I want to see if he'll take it without leaving. No, not yet. He took a chunk and he didn't leave, or he didn't stay. It's getting a little short. I need a new one. Roni, what are you doing, man? So maybe I make a better friend? There's not any problem if I go to him. Roni's not much of a co-groomer either, so he's a bit of an odd duck. Are you better on one side than the other? What's happening here? Horses will have an escape side as well. So, if I'm correct, I would say that Roni escapes to the right more than the left. So if I stay on this side, will he leave to the left? He's not set up to leave to the left. So I'm going to come over this way more and feed him. Yeah, not as set up to leave, are you? Oh, no, you're not. Let's get another long one. Over here. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Calm down. Okay. Nah, you barely got anything out of that one. Roni shall not be trapped. You see, if I reach around his mouth to hold his head, he won't let it happen because he knows that his escape route is that way. Yeah. It's got to have an escape route. It's interesting because I think this is something to work on. This is a new thing. Come here, Roni. Come here. Calm down, man. I don't want you in this terrible state. Good boy. Good boy. I know. You're very worried. You're very, very worried. Some more? Good boy. So that's what I would do. I would provide a heck of a lot of encouragement. I'd use words, I'd use touch, and I'd get him to where when he takes a carry, he doesn't feel like he needs to flee the scene. So let me know what you think. Did you learn something? Was it interesting? Did you find out something new about this guy? I did. Yeah, you're okay. You don't need any more carrots. He's a big sweetie, very, very sensitive. He's always been since the day I've got him. And it's not something to take out. It's something to accommodate. It's something to it's something to work on together. And then when together, it won't be there. It might not ever come out, but it'll be less while maintaining that sensitivity and quiet that is Roni. Hey, buddy. Oh no, looks right over there. He's gonna come over and steal your carrots. Okay, that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.